OMG, it looks like we're about to be finding Rainbow Dash in this particular game. Oh wait, perhaps she's usually more likely made by Hasbro rather than Nintendo. But anyway though, I was kept on thinking of the cloud style I was at. But anyway, hey everybody, this is me, Duffy Duck here, and I'm back for the Maxi Toys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of New Super Luigi U for the Nintendo Wii U. In this case, New Super Mario Bros. U's DLC game. So anyways, last time that we actually fully completely done with Rock Candy Mines, and today for this episode we're about to be moving on into the 7th world in the game, known as Meringue Clouds. Which, as you expected, just like in the Mario version, that we're going to come across into a lot of rainbowy stuff, and also some plenty of clouds. And even then, once we finish that particular world, we'll immediately go into the final world in the game, at least one of the main 8 worlds, but which was the Princess Peach's castle in general. But anyways, here we go with Meringue Clouds -1 Frozen Fuzzies. I think this level sort of feels a bit too similar to the Mount Fuzzy from Rock Candy Mines, but except, although you're still actually gonna have to deal with some fuzzies just to froze them up, but except you're gonna have to do it with that a lot this time around, and especially noticeable when I was like, there's this really helpful enemy right there, like these ice bros right there. They're quite generous in this level though, I kind of think about it, especially noticeable when they're trying to actually froze up some of these fuzzies for you till you actually bypass those certain parts throughout. So yeah, I kind of give that ice bro a credit to that actually. Especially in how the likes of how it usually just gets up with the, you know, some kinds of stuff usually like this happens. So for the most part, in this level though, you're gonna have to constantly freeze up the these fuzzies so that you can actually proceed to the next part of the level. So yeah, that's all you're trying to do in this level, so yeah. Seems easy that as far as I can see for this part, so I'm pretty sure we're not done yet because there's only one fuzzy left and also the ice bro to dodge with, so there we go. And right off the bat though, you get like a penguin Luigi right from the start ever since, we haven't seen Penguin Luigi since, I'm pretty sure it's in Sparkling Waters and Frosty Glacier, I'm presuming, so yeah, that's one thing I need to comment about, but anyway. So, bye-bye, Chemic, and, warning, next, I don't know what that means. Anyways, Meringue Clouds -2 Wiggler Rodeo. Weird, right? Anyway, though. So in this case, in this level right there, we're gonna have to come across into a whole bunch of Wigglers, where in this case, rather than just the giant formations, unlike Wiggler floodlines, instead we have to come across into normal-sized Wigglers, which in this case, we can like bounce onto those, so then that again, if you actually jump on them, they'll turn them into like Furious Red, so yeah, that's all that literally they're trying to do throughout. And I made a mistake here, because obviously, the only thing I need to do here is the fact that I probably need a star coin for this part, and also the reason why that I probably should die right from the earlier one is because in order to get this star coin, the second star coin, you can either I don't know if there's any possible way to use the flying squirrel ability to do that, but unless if you actually get hit and get the invincibility frames. But most of the time, you actually highly recommend you get yourself a Starman, because not to mention that the Starman is going to be really helpful, because if you're actually just about to use the Starman, you have to bypass those little muncher flowers. So in this case, most likely it does in the level 7-2 in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, we need to be sure to actually deal with the, you know, I kept on missing it, god damn it. God. Anyway, so, there's no way I can do a one-up chain, unless if I was gonna get an extra life back. In fact, I'm almost there to, 99 maximum lives at the moment, because right now I only have, like, 4 of them left. And then once I get up to, like, 99, then I should able to reach up to 99 maximum lives, so yeah, believe it or not, it has been a while since I actually come into the, in this case, get to 99 lives at one point, because most of the time I always attempt to grind for those power-ups. So yeah, that's how I always do that. Oh wow, congratulations on the Super Play mode. Thank you. This will lead me to a tower level, but in this case we have to deal with Kamek instead of Boom Boom, because, you know, we're pretty much done with the Boom Boom fight in this game now. So anyways, now we move on, actually, before we actually move on to the next level, I'm actually go ahead and grab myself some ice flowers and whatnot, and then I'm pretty sure that's what I was going to be doing for this, so Yeah, I apologize for this little, pretty simple dialogue, or in this case, really awkward dialogue going on. It's because there's not much else I can possibly just talk about, because even then, that's all usually what Okay. Somehow that blue, Baby Yoshi, just, whenever I let go of him, that way he'll go automatically into this little blue Baby Yoshi shape. Okay. I'll definitely take it, I suppose. Okay, so we only have just only one ice flower, but that's okay, because even then I probably should save that wisely. So anyways, Meringue Cloud Stage 3. Fill the rainbow, taste the rainbow. A reference to a Skittle commercials. In this case, that in Meringue Cloud Stage 3, we actually come across into, Rainbow Skywalk. In this case, that we're gonna have to come across into everything in every single, tiles in this level is basically rainbow themed, which that makes it more than doubtful. That's why the Miiverse post actually hinted there, because usually speaking, it's all colorful around here. Like, it's all rainbowy around here as well. So anyway, so yeah, the first star coin is pretty easy to get, but the second and the third star coin you need to be really accurate and fast, because even then, the second star coin, once you activate the power block, you're gonna have to be sure you have to quickly grab the star coin quickly, otherwise it will slowly going to go away. But even then though, so you have to be very quickly and fast in order to do so. So anyway, now the third and final star coin, you have to be really fast on this, because even though, like I did right there, don't jump, because if you do jump, you probably ended up won't make it to the third and final star coin in time, like I did manage to fail that right there. Well, it doesn't matter by me, because much like how it does it from the other level, which was, I'm assuming the spine coaster, stairways. I could probably go ahead and jump cut that part when I managed to get myself the, you know, the last star coin for this little situation. So, with that being said though, I'm going to have to jump cut, and I'll see you guys whenever I do a successful attempt for a third and final star coin. Okay, good. Anyway, now we go with that out of the way, and we got ourselves the final nappy to catch, and that will have to be in the Wiggler Rodeo. So, in this case though, after we're done with that, then we're pretty much done with all the nappy chase sequence. I think Wiggler Rodeo stage can be slightly bit more easier than the likes of the previous two levels, although I still find that the early ones I found I had the most trouble with was actually Soda Jungle, because obviously there are large portions of the some teeny tiny platforms to deal with. But apart from those sorts of things, it's probably not too drastically impossible. Well, it is impossible to me though, but I digress though. So there we go. The 7th and final nappet catching is finally concluded. And even then so, that we're pretty much done with the nappet chase sequence in New Super Luigi U. For what I've remembered, this is used to be one of the toughest parts of the game. Well, at least there are some exceptions which I found is kind of easy, like for instance, Wiggler Rodeo, I've pretty much done it. But even then though, still. Alright, so, and then, much like in New Super Mario Bros. U, it goes all the way back into, oh yeah, use the mini mushroom for the third star coin. Too bad I don't have the mini mushroom though, so that's the only thing. Stone Crush Tower, Meringue Clouds Tower, and rather bad though, that fire bro just appears early on in the level. That's just really daunting for the more liking. But anyway though, so in this level's case we're gonna have to deal with some whole bunch of crushing blocks to dodge, and as a result though, this level's not that hard and not that long either, because again, New Super Luigi rather, sorry I can't speak today, has a shorter amount of levels, which is still enough that it might be true for that part. So anywho, yeah, I guess there's not much else to say about Meringue Clouds in general, although usually speaking that we're pretty much almost done with this, even though we only have like 2 episodes to go. Well, usually speaking of such, we only have like 3 more worlds to go, excluding the well, 2 more main worlds, in this case the main campaign, and then the other one, the other worlds will have to be the special worlds, which much like New Super Mario Bros. U counterpart, it might actually come across into Superstar Road. So, and usually speaking of such, that's usually we've pretty much almost done with it in every single New Super Mario Bros. Game Let's Play, at least thanks to the capture card we've now recently got. Although there's only one exception, that was New Super Mario Bros. 2, but at least the quality itself is pretty okay. But anywho. So here we go with the Chemic fight, and I'm presuming his boss battle plays exactly like how it does in New Super Mario Bros. U. Like, you know, the exact same boss strategy, so we have to jump him like 3 times, and then that's all you're supposed to do. And once you're actually trying to attack him, then you're actually trying to summon those little 3 spells on you, so you have to dodge that immediately at all times. So anywho though. So I guess it's, you know, not much to tell, but anyway. But even then, though, that this might be the final or the final time in New Super Mario Bros. U. Oh, forget. Sorry for a bit of a weird dialogue there, folks. It's just the fact that there's not much else I can think of besides some there's not much anything news related to actually just to speak of, because even then I pretty much talk throughout the news updates a lot. But even then I will talk more briefly until when I get to that. So. Yeah, let's beat the crap out of Chemic there. And now we move on into the final Ghost House level in New Super Luigi U, or in this case, / New Super Mario Bros. U, so to speak. But this is actually called Vanishing Ghost House. So, usually speaking, that's, yeah. Okay, warning, boomerang and the bouncy clouds, be afraid. Okay, I don't get the point, but anyway. Meringue Clouds Ghost House, Vanishing Ghost House. And usually speaking of such, the main gimmick of this level there is that we're gonna have to dodge a lot of fake question mark blocks, because the real ones can actually rotate, if you couldn't tell in this imagery. But then when the question mark blocks are not still spinning, this means they were fake and they're about to attack you, so you just have to watch out for that. And believe it or not though, this level actually contains a secret exit for that believe it or matter. And as a result of that, you know what that actually locates for that secret exit? Approach to the left right here, if you're actually trying to clear out those question mark blocks to begin with, those fake ones. Now here's a little bit interesting actually. If you come towards the secret exit, you know this little image right there. This might actually be very familiar to you. That, my friends, is actually the image where it's based off of Luigi's Mansion 2, aka Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which that will have to be one of my favorite Luigi secrets, because it reminds me like I was got myself Luigi's Mansion 2 on the Nintendo 3DS, even Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon in North America. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I really loved it a lot. With, it has that Luigi's Mansion 2 cameo. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And, yeah, I only got the ice flowers, so that's okay by me. So, anywho, though, I'm guessing so much so that, this will lead you to the Ludwig von Koopa's castle. In this case, the final Koopaling castle. Not before when Bowser and Bowser Jr. comes along in the final world in Peach's castle, so it's pretty obvious at this point. And now we're gonna go back in here and don't do the normal exit now. So I remember that one time when me and Kingless74, or Stuart for that matter, did actually come across into this level, and we managed to encounter probably be the most luckiest escape from this little almost dying from I've almost lost a life due to this little sequence right there, which, yeah, if you guys should probably look that up until the 3 anniversary video back in 2014, you can actually just look that up. So unless if you want to be curious to watch it. So yeah, that's all I can. Oh, god dang it! I did not expect that was there. I think it's particularly in this sequence right there, specifically on the second star coin, which I found is quite easy to grab, and the third and final one just easily goes for down here, and there we go. All the star coins being collected. And conveniently enough, though, I have 1 life left until I reach up to a maximum of 99 lives, so I'm hoping I can get that from that last one up. So, at least if I actually try to, forget. So here we go! 99 maximum lives in New Super Luigi U. Better late than never, I suppose, until when it gets to the point in World 7, so, yeah, about time actually. So anyway though, so now we go with that, and now we have Fork in the Road, which means we access to Meringue Clouds 4 and Meringue Clouds 5 and 6 as well. And yeah, sure enough, it goes all the way back to the Acorn Plains when it comes to the Nabbit Chase sequence, so it runs repeat as well, don't forget. Unless if you'd be curious to actually grab yourself some PA coins on your own time, so if you want to be curious to try that out, unless if you actually can. I'm actually gonna go up because I'm going to be doing Meringue Clouds 4. But before I go to that, actually, I have to deal with the fuzzy enemies first. So anyways, bring it on, fuzzies, right there. Now I'm pretty sure this might actually be the final enemy course time from the entirety of New Super Mario Bros. U / New Super Luigi for that matter, because until in Peach's Castle, especially Superstar Road, there aren't any enemy courses this time around, which that might be pretty obvious at this point, because usually speaking, no such, that we're gonna come across into the final enemy courses. So there we go. And now we're going to actually jump into the actual level 4 in Meringue Clouds. Before I do that, actually, I'm gonna discard one of my spare ice flowers. I don't know why, but anywho. So let's go ahead and move on. Meringue Clouds -4 above the bouncy clouds, which I'm pretty sure that's what that level's called. And it needs to be, yep, above the bouncy clouds. I'm more concerned about this level actually features Yoshi in this level, which I probably imagine not, because I believe that presumably that's what this is. Yay! It's been a while, Yoshi, since we actually saw you since the Beanstalk Jungle in no. Oh, that murderer right there. Yep. Freaking Boomerang Grow. There's no way I can get that star coin unless there's actually a method number 1 that you can actually get yourself the first star coin while to simply use Yoshi's Flutter Jump. Or you can probably do like I was going to be doing right now. You can freeze up an enemy, and then you can simply just actually toss the, sugar. Anyway, if you toss it there you go. So it should be easier than done. So, I'm hoping I won't get hit by the Boomerang Bro again, which that won't ever happen to me. Unless there are some stupid things can happen until when it gets to the point I've actually lost Yoshi for this level, so it's not a good thing for my part, but hey, at least we got him back. So I was hoping if I could actually just to reach the goal with him, but even then though, that the last time we saw Yoshi from, it was actually Beanstalk Jungle from Sparkling Water's secret level. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! Why did you always... Oh, whatever. Anyway, I feel sorry for you, Yoshi. Don't blame on me. Blame on Boomerang Bro for that matter, because he's the only one he instantly touched you. But anyway, and I've pretty much almost run out of time, but even then though, I made it in nick of time within 15 seconds. Which is kind of a close victory. When it comes to the level clear scenario. Anyway, so now we go with that. Warning, extremely fluffiness. So it might be pretty much guaranteed for those bouncy clouds and stuff. So yeah. So now we're gonna head back and do level 5 of Meringue Clouds. Even then though, we're gonna have to see what the maze is all about. So I think I might actually go up there yet again. But even then, that's probably because that's what actually leads me to the level 5 of Meringue Clouds. And also, a power-up. In this case, Fire Flower, which I'll briefly try to grab. So anyway though, next level we have is Meringue Clouds -5, Flame Charm Ferris Wheel. Oh boy, you probably expected to see this coming. In this level here, we're gonna come across into probably one of my least favorite enemies in the entirety of New Super Mario Bros. Games. That honor goes to the Flame freaking Charms. Why are they there earlier on? Well, don't ask me, but anyway. Well, there's a cool little, a cloud imagery version of Luigi right there. That's actually pretty impressive, how they actually did done that right there. But no, but anyway, so in this level's case, we're gonna have to deal with some of these Ferris wheel platforms, and especially we have to dodge as many flame charms as possible. Even there are some really cheapest, in this case, some really cheap placement whenever they, if you instantly get touched by the flame, sometimes it always happens to me anyway, but luckily though, for the third and final star coin, unless this first and the second star coin are pretty easy, but the third and final one, you need to actually do like 2 different methods. One, you can either just use the flying squirrel power-up, like I do right there, and another method is by basically jumping onto the flame chomp's head. And that way you can actually get yourself some bounce height, and boom, there you go. So yeah, there's only 2 methods of how to get that star coin for the third and final one. In fact, weirdly enough though, the third and final star coin is actually at the end of the level, which is pretty weird. Meringue Clouds -6, 3-headed snake block. Almost like a reference to I would say, Oh, the only thing. Oh, there's another 8-bit Luigi just right hiding from those clouds. But anywho, yeah, for this three-headed snake block, it does sort of kind of reminds me like a Hydra thing or something like that. Because usually Hydra only has like. Oh wait, no. Let's just say Cerberus. I should say that Cerberus usually have that three-headed dog. Usually speaking like that, because it makes perfect sense when it comes to Greek, or in this case, the underworld creatures from the underworlds, from the, you know, unlike how it does it from that Sonic 06 for X Cerberus, that well, for some strange reason that it only has like just one head. But I digress though, so this level is pretty easy with your flying squirrel Luigi, assuming if you're actually trying to be very careful with your oh yes, another incredible congratulations on Superplay. Thank you, notification, for actually me just to notice that how excellent I am. So anyways, now we got one more level. Actually, there's not going to be a last level in this world, because there's going to be another level coming afterwards. Meringue Cloud's Castle, Ludwig's Block Press Castle. Oh, that looks pretty devastating. And also pretty depressing is the fact that there's actually a creepy looking Ludwig von Cooper's icon for that face, which I always found that pretty creepy looking. But anywho, so in this level that we're gonna have to come across into this shifting block. In this case, that's what this level's gimmick is that usually, speaking of such, that you're gonna have to deal with this little huge contraption a lot, even for 1 or 2 sections. So now, whenever when I got to the point for this particular point right here, I always assume that I am pretty much not to actually just pass through it, because usually speaking, if I don't make it in nick of time during that, you know, when it comes across into that part at first, whenever I first time playing this, I always assumed that I actually got such a dead end. Luckily though, I managed to discover myself some of the recovery of this little invisible alcove, in this case the hidden alcove. So I'd like to thank you for this YouTube channel that actually just gives me a hint to actually be to be safe from that particular not to get crushed. So even then, I'd like to thank you for that. So anywho, so as usual, we got 100 seconds. Now, before you enter the battle, though, however, there's a cool shadow wall of Luigi right there, like Luigi has his head off. I actually found it quite unique. Unlike any other Koopaling battles, it doesn't have it, so I guess in Ludwig von Koopa is the only Koopaling that has a Luigi secret before you enter the boss. So anywho, as far as Ludwig von Koopa's battle works, nothing remarkably different from the Mario version, honestly, because all it does is basically the same thing as it does for New Super Mario Bros. U. In fact, I actually talked through a lot on New Super Mario Bros. U a lot in this playthrough, because even then though, I'll explain more to that since we actually beat up Bowser once and for all, excluding Bowser Jr. as well. Kinda thinking about it, that might be true for that part, but anywho. So as long as you strike on his head like 3 dozens or so times, then the battle's pretty much over. So yeah, it's self-explanatory really, if you actually strike him on that one hand. But anywho, that's it for Meringue. Oh wait. There's actually one more level there, isn't there? Oh yeah, so to speak and as such, there is. But there we go, this 7th and final Koopaling has already been defeated, so we only have Bowser Jr. and Bowser to be worried about. Until we actually save Princess, no, not Daisy, Princess Peach for that matter. Which that reminds me, that, could you imagine if how, in New Super Luigi U might actually have Princess Daisy instead? Well, I could just potentially try to make it more to doubt for it, but still, we've once again helped to rescue Princess Peach for, I don't know how many times at this point in time, but anywho. So yeah, so as you expected, much like in New Super Mario Bros. U, if you got to this point there, you only have 1 level left in Meringue Clouds. Now we have to be the final airship level in New Super Luigi U / New Super Mario Bros. U. So yeah, bring it on, this giant airship, alongside with this little mechanical fist right there. And this level's known as Bowser Jr. Showdown. In this case, we're gonna have to deal with Bowser Jr. for this particular battle, but first we're gonna have to come across into this little sequence where we're riding onto this little cloud platform that we need to actually just to avoid the giant mechanical fist. So basically the first star coin, you have to let the giant mechanical fist just actually do all the work just by basically crushing those blocks. And then the second star coin is pretty simple. We're gonna have to make our way, as you can see on this little imagery, in this case this little capture footage. So even then, once you approach it towards this right here, even though the fog will actually blocking itself so seriously, I don't think this level actually contains an auto-scrolling section. I don't think so. At least the only time it is auto-scrolling level, it was that auto-scroller section. I think it was actually the second half of this level, which that might be more doubtful anyway. So I don't think this level actually contains a motion control mechanic, unlike in New Super Mario Bros. U version, which that might be pretty much a doubtful anyway. Dodge the cannonball, in this case a giant portion of the cannonball, and the third and final star core is actually onto this little alcove, and there's yet another Luigi secret, which is pretty cool. In fact, that's the thing I really loved about New Super Luigi U, is the fact that, you know, there are tons of Luigi secrets. So anywho, let's pop into this pipe cannon, and we only have 100 seconds instead of 150 seconds, unlike all aboard level, because the reason being for that is because the reason why an all aboard actually gives you 150 seconds plus is because you have to deal with the guiding the torpedo tads, but I don't think that's noticeable in this level though. So basically in this battle it's pretty much unchanged from New Super Mario Bros. U version, so even then it plays exactly like a New Super Mario Bros. U version, kind of think about it. Well, despite the fact that I always instantly get hit by the Bowser Jr. charge every single time, which always aggravates me. So anywho, trying to jump on him, and boom. So we only have like, oh gosh, we only have like 100 seconds left before we actually deal with to finish the final blow on him, which that might be more doubtful. But anywho, so let's go ahead and toss these bombs here, and trying to get rid of him, and boom, there we go. So I think that wraps everything up in Meringue Clouds for reals this time around, so yeah. And I'm sure enough that we're actually going to come across into this little sequence where, as you expected, we're going to come across into the giant mechanical fist alongside with Bowser Jr. himself. So in this case, the ship will, or the airship for that matter, will automatically get destroyed when it's completely smashed. Dodge, Luigi! Sorry to say, Bowser Jr., but your master plan will decide to actually go, like, more likely, your father will be so incredibly mad from you. Well, at least as far as I can think about it, but anywho. So there goes the airship is about to slowly trying to go for a huge drop, and boom. Even though it doesn't have an explosion effect, unlike in certain sci-fi or action adventure movies or films. But anywho, we only have like one more world to deal with here, and that was into this little puff of smoke. In this case, we have to deal with Princess Peach's castle right now. So even that, as far as this point, that usually speaking of such, it will turn into an evil version, or in this case, the lava environment version of Peach's castle, obviously. So there we go. All the star coins is being collected in Meringue Clouds. And also judging by the fact that actually let's go ahead inside and see if we can actually see what this is. And sure enough, everything's all lava-y right now and also quite hot as well. Now here's something a little bit different than the ones in Mario version. You know in no, not New Super Mario Bros. You know in Super Mario Galaxy 1, that if you're actually playing as Mario, that Peach actually says Mario, and if you play as Luigi in Super Luigi Galaxy, the first game anyway, Peach actually says Luigi. Same goes for Galaxy 2 as well. So even then though, it does the same thing as from this particular games as well. So anyways, we're gonna have to end things off here, so that's one point is So anyways, next time on Let's Play New Super Luigi is the fact that we're moving on into the final main world of the game, Peach's Castle. So anyways, see you guys next time. Later, fellas.